All right, everybody, come on in, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. I am so excited today. I see we have so many people tuning in. Welcome wherever you're tuning in from. If you don't know me, my name is Maggie the substitute teacher. I have a cooking channel on YouTube, and I am so excited to be co-hosting a very special event next month here in Atlanta with none other than someone you all know and love. Her name is Vivienne, and her channel is Woman of Elegance, and she is with us today. I'm going to read a brief introduction to our event, and then I'm going to bring Vivienne up. And today is the day you can ask your questions. We have a special coupon code for you all for anyone who is interested in joining our masterclass. What are we talking about? I am so glad you asked. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your ultimate day of luxury and etiquette. Join us for this truly one-of-a-kind event, replete with sophistication and curated to cater to women with the finest tastes. This is an opportunity for you to fully immerse yourself in luxury with like-minded, elegant women. This event starts off with a 3-course meal in the private dining room at Nieman Marcus here in Atlanta, which will also be the setting for a very special Dining Etiquette Masterclass taught by Vivienne, where we will bequeath attendees with a bespoke class on continental dining and table manners taught by Vivienne Abena, founder and CEO of Woman of Elegance. You will then have the opportunity to indulge in your choice of up to 4 treatments at the Relaxing Vibration Spa, which includes a table massage, hot stone treatment, a truly luxurious champagne and strawberry facial to replenish and reinvigorate that youthful glow, and reflexology. This will be topped off with a hairstyle consultation coupled with the option to have an elegant updo, as well as a professional headshot photo shoot. Ladies, included in this package are refreshments, a wonderfully curated gift bag, professional photos, and the chance to network with excellent women. Don't miss out on this day to remember. So that's a lot. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to bring her up. Hello, Vivienne.
Hello, Maggie. Hello, Maggie. It's so good to be with you again. As you can probably tell, I'm not very used to Instagram lives, YouTube lives. I've only ever done it with you, so I'm a novice. So if there are any technological faults, please forgive me. I'm just telling you in advance. So
No
glad to be here
problem
with
at
you
all.
again.
Oh my goodness, we are so happy to have you, and your followers are watching. Hello, John, Anna, Bernadette, Taka is here. So we are going to talk about our event. I have so many questions because You are the elegant one amongst us. I just have a cooking channel. And those of you all watching, whether you're watching live or the replay, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. This is a first time event for me. So I'll start with that. Vivienne, have you taught a dining masterclass before? And what is a dining masterclass?
Thank you for the introduction, Maggie. Yes, I've taught quite a few classes, very individual classes, as it were, but this is my first masterclass, so I'm incredibly excited to be able to get women together from all walks of life who want to learn continental dining etiquette and really master the art of dining, because with everything, there is an art to it. So I'm really excited to get these women together where I can teach them the ins and outs of continental dining etiquette and really how they can be confident when they find themselves in what would you call posh settings per se. So they don't feel like a fish out of water, but they blend in, they're comfortable, and they're elegant. So that's really the aim of this masterclass.
I am so excited to hear that, and I have a lot to learn. First, can you explain to us what is continental dining and why is it important for those of us who live regular lives? Why is it important to know how to handle yourself in a posh environment?
Thanks for the question. So first of all, continental dining is quite different from other styles of dining. For example, American styles of dining. There are a few nuances with the two. So some people get a little bit confused. None is, I wouldn't say any particular style of dining is wrong per se, but of course, if you're dining in the Europe, for example, then you would want to be accustomed to continental dining, the style of dining. So it is quite different from the American style. So of course, being British, I learned the continental way of dining. There is a book when I started my elegance journey that I purchased a few years ago. It's called English Etiquette, and it's by Elena Kate Petit, and it's a fantastic book. So ladies, do purchase this book if you are on your elegance journey. It's full of so many gems, but there is one chapter here on gastronomy and good health, and the subtitle is "To Dine is to Refine." So I would say that one of the ways you can tell that somebody's refined is how they behave, how they conduct themselves at the dining table. And it's such a great way to show good manners because we dine every day, we eat every day. So it's one of the easiest way to refine yourself, just show good conduct, good manners. The best way to do this is when you're dining. And there are many telltale signs of somebody who's perhaps not accustomed to this style of dining. It's not a crime. We all have to learn from somewhere. But I would say to my ladies that are following me that want to adopt a more elegant, refined lifestyle to start up with dining. So this is why I'm so excited to be able to teach this masterclass.
I am so excited too, and I cannot wait. I'm going to give you all a little bit of backstory as to how we got here. But we do have a question from Comfort. If you could please show the book again, and Comfort, hopefully you can grab a
Absolutely.
screenshot of it. So, like you
So
all,
it's right
I
here.
am oh yes, English etiquette. So there you go, Comfort. Hopefully that is helpful. So, just like a lot of you all, I am a huge fan of Vivienne. So, I've always considered myself, just a mom here in Atlanta. I have boys. I work kind of in a masculine environment. I work in tech. And so, for my own personal reasons, a few years ago, I started my own elegance journey. And of course, I found Vivienne on YouTube and absolutely fell in love with her videos and her teaching, bought her book. And we have actually done a couple of collabs. And she actually allowed me to do a series, the 30 Days of Elegance, for her book. And so Vivienne told me that she would be coming to the US next month. And I'm so excited to have this opportunity to meet in person. And she had this idea of putting together this masterclass. I want to give you all some of insight into what we have planned for you. And again, if you have questions about the event, today is your time to ask. Katrina says, I love this idea for dining etiquette and small chit chat while eating. Absolutely. And thank you, Mrs. Crotichetti, for the contribution. So this day is going to be a full day of half masterclass and then half spa day. So again, go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com and there's a coupon code for you, coupon code luxury. If you're watching the live stream or you watch the replay, you can use that code for 30% off. So I wanted to make sure we had an elegant event. So Vivienne and I have met with the executive chef at Nieman Marcus. I didn't know that Nieman Marcus had a restaurant, and in their restaurant, they have a private dining room. So I want to let you all know what you can expect, and then we'll let Vivienne kind of let us know maybe why she chose some of those items. I saw the question about the tea bag. Maybe if you come to the master class, you can find out because we will have coffee and tea service. So what we have planned for you ladies, when you arrive, you will have champagne and canapes as a welcome appetizer. So maybe Vivienne, you can let us know why or what's the purpose of a welcome drink and those little, maybe we call them hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah. That's a good question. So British people are very big on small talk. I don't know how it is with Americans, but British people, they love small talk. It doesn't particularly mean anything, but it's a good way to network and build a rapport, which is really important if you want to build long-lasting connections. So the purpose of the canapé, champagne at the beginning is to really try and break the ice, try and get people acquainted with one another, to talk to each other, and really, yeah, I would say break the ice and just so it's not too awkward. So at the beginning, we're going to have that, just introduce everyone and just make everybody feel comfortable, because I can probably imagine people would, some guests may feel a little bit intimidated, although there's no reason to, because everyone is there to learn, everybody is there to connect with like-minded, elegant ladies. But that really is the purpose of when you go to any event, really, when you see canapes and champagne and hors d'oeuvres or what have you at the beginning, it's really an icebreaker, just to and to whet your appetite as well for what is to come.
I love that. And again, I love what Vivienne said about this is our opportunity to learn, ladies. We will be in a private dining room and Vivienne will be teaching us. So this is the place to ask all of those questions and make those faux pas in a safe space so we can learn and get better. And Katrina is saying, I would love to hear from both of you during this event on how to be elegant and professional in high level positions. I work in compliance and being stern sometimes is required. So absolutely, Vivienne, maybe we can customize some of what you're going to teach in the course for professional women who want to remain elegant, but they're going to be in powerful positions at work. I know you and I have talked about that as well. After the canapes and the champagne, when we're seated, our first course is going to be either crab cake or the roasted pear salad. And I know we worked with the chef to make sure we have options for those with dietary restrictions. So what would you like to say about the first course, maybe the purpose of it, or if you want to touch on what Katrina said?
Sorry, my eyesight is so bad, so I'm going to have to squint when I'm looking at the questions. But if you can also, if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, if you can email me at info@womanofelegance.com, and I'll be happy to address them. If you're able to come to the masterclass, I'll ensure that they're all answered and addressed for you. So I think in our last live, we did touch on it, on how women can be elegant in high level positions. And this is a very difficult thing to do, because whether we like it or not, we're programmed to think women are the weaker sex. Physically, perhaps, but definitely not mentally, or not in my opinion. So it's difficult. I think women feel the need to really exert themselves in a more masculine way when they're in high level positions, just so they can be heard amongst their male counterparts. And it's really difficult to strike this balance, because when you're trying to be dainty and prim and proper, and you're also trying to exert yourself in the boardroom, it's quite difficult to do. And I would say this, I think Karen Brady, I don't know if you've heard of Karen Brady, I think she's the managing director of a football team in the UK, I think it's West Ham. She's excellent. I think she's brilliant. And I think that she does this really well. She has this beautiful feminine aura about her, but she is very, people keep quiet when she walks into her room. She's very assertive. She is very professional in her conduct. And yeah, so I think she does that really brilliantly. So yeah, there's a lot more to say about this subject. It's quite a in-depth subject. So that's my opinion on it. And there was a second question you wanted to, you asked about
the first course
that
we sit down
yes,
to dine.
So I would say, like you said, that we wanted to accommodate everybody. There might be people that have dietary requirements, maybe vegans or vegetarians. So we just wanted to ensure everyone had a fair share or a chance to indulge in good food, not just broccoli, but just have the chance to really enjoy their meal. So I think it's really important when you are, for example, even if you're hosting an event at home or a small event, to really take that into consideration, because you really don't want to put them off from dining with you. So that's something to learn too.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'm going to want to learn from the event is not only how to be a good guest, but how to be a good host. Because if you have people either in your home or you're hosting a holiday party at a restaurant, I want to know the touches and the considerations that we should make when we are welcoming people. I did skip something. I forgot. The chef did tell us. So after the champagne reception and the canapes and the small talk, the first course is actually the Nieman Marcus signature popover, which is their bread and strawberry butter. And one of the things that I actually learned that I did not know is there is specific dining etiquette when it comes to bread and eating bread. And that is one of the telltale signs as to whether or not someone has had proper dining training. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that. And then our main course will be either Parmesan crusted chicken or a grain bowl. And it's not a boring grain bowl. We went through each ingredient to make sure everything is presented beautifully and delicious. So what would you add to that, Vivienne?
Without giving too much away, because I want to see all you ladies there. But I actually did an Instagram reel on bread etiquette. I put a little bit of humor into it. It's quite an old one. I think I did it a couple of years ago. And yes, you're absolutely right. There is etiquette surrounding bread. And a lot of people think this is just too pedantic. It's just bread, for goodness sake. You can say that about everything though, but if you want to be excellent, there are etiquette rules that you should really follow. That's just how it is. And I would say that when you eat a slice of bread, the placement where the bread goes on the table, there's a particular way to do that, but also just do not take the slice and stuff it in your mouth. Do not do that, okay? Yeah, there's a very nice way to do it. And you'll be surprised, a lot of people think that, for example, if you have a slice of bread or two, it's acceptable to kind of butter it and put one on top of the other and eat it like a sandwich. You wouldn't do that. So I'm really excited to go through the etiquette in depth with you at Masterclass. But yeah, just don't stuff it in your mouth.
Absolutely. So you will see the theme as to why and how you want to enjoy your food, but there is a way to do it properly. And one of the things I've learned, for me, I'll speak for myself. We're not in these fancy events all the time, but when you go, like Vivienne said, you don't want to be a fish out of water. And people who have been trained, we notice, and we won't say anything. Of course, it's poor etiquette to correct someone, but you don't want to make those faux pas and then people leave thinking that was a little barbaric. We want to make sure that you are prepared. Vivienne will teach us the art and the science, as well as demonstrate for us, and then we'll be able to practice over a luxurious meal. We will also have your choice of red or white wine with the meal. And if we have any guests who do not drink alcohol, we made sure the chef will have plenty of options, non-alcoholic beverages for you to choose from. So your main course will be served. And then, of course, one of my favorites for the sweets, we will have a dessert, and not one, but two. Vivienne wanted to make sure we would have a cake option, and then also some type of cream or pudding or ice cream option, so that Vivienne can demonstrate to us there's actually a proper way to eat dessert. What can you share about that, Vivienne?
There is. I hope you're not put off by now, but I promise you, if you take the time to learn the art of dining etiquette, you will thank me later. Because, like I said, everybody eats. So if you can you don't have to be from a particular social class or social standing to be able to emulate this elegance. It's the easiest way to do it. So I think it'll be worth it. But it really depends on the type of dessert or the pudding, shall I say. There is a range. For example, you've got cakes, you've got mousses, sorbets. So it really depends on the dessert. It's not difficult in any way, but yeah, it just really depends. So like, it would be nice to really go through those options at the masterclass and really go through it in depth with you. It would be great fun.
Fantastic. I cannot wait. And again, the link is in the description. You all don't have to wait either. You can go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. This is your opportunity to learn from Vivienne herself here in Atlanta. We have made sure this is an incredible event for you all. And there's a 30% off discount code for those of you all watching the live stream. We have a question from Jurgen here about timeliness and elegance, and maybe we can work this into the masterclass, because I know culturally, people like to talk about being fashionably late, but I think there are certain occasions when you want to be prompt, and certain occasions where maybe it's okay to be a little bit late. But after you discuss this last part, we'll go over our agenda so the ladies can see how jam-packed this is. And yes, after dessert, we will have either coffee or tea service, so you all get to enjoy the entire meal from welcome reception to after dinner coffee. Is there anything you want to say about timeliness now?
Absolutely. So being Ghanaian, we have no concept of timeliness. Okay, there's Ghanaian time and then there's Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time is the actual time in the UK, and then there's Ghanaian time. Ghanaian time means you can turn up anytime you want. And fair enough, I think that I've done a little bit of research on this, and I read on it quite a few years ago, and before there was probably electricity and things like that, people would normally look at the sun to kind of indicate what the time was or that kind of thing. And it's, I think culturally it probably stems from that. But being in the UK, I think Brits are very big on timeliness, very big on timekeeping. But you'll be glad to know that when it comes to dining, for example, if you've been invited to a dinner party at somebody's house, you're not if it's at 8 p.m., you're not expected to turn up exactly at 8 p.m. 10 past 8 is absolutely fine. It just gives the host to do last minute preparations, a chance to do last minute preparations and things like that, because not everything goes to plan, unfortunately. Probably she could have burnt something or spilled something or what have you. But for example, 15, 20 minutes late, it's kind of borderline rudeness. So I think it's about adjusting your mentality. And it's not easy because these are very ingrained traditions sometimes, or just way of doing things. But when it comes to etiquette, etiquette is all about respect and respecting your neighbors, respecting other people. And that definitely means respecting other people's time, because if I'm hosting a dinner party on a Sunday and I've got work on Monday, I don't want to go into the wee hours of the morning because one of my guests has decided to turn up 2 hours late. So again, I would say, coming from a traditionally Ghanaian background, timekeeping is really bad, but it's accepted culturally. But if I would say if you're really trying to be more elegant in all facets of your lives, you have to respect people's time. It's really important.
I would agree. And we are going to learn from Vivienne, but I'll give you all something that I've learned in my training when it comes to being prompt, especially when you're dining with others. What I've learned is that it's really not even about the food, even though we have made sure the food is going to be exquisite for you all. When you're going to be dining with others and the meal is paced out, we just talked about the welcome reception, the bread service, the appetizer, the main course, the dinner, and then the coffee. It's really important that, especially if you're coming to this event, which we would love to see you, go get your tickets now, that you do plan to arrive so that you can enjoy everything and you're not holding up the service for anyone else. And like Vivienne said, if you want to be perceived more elegant, being prompt, you definitely want to come within, like she said, about 10 minutes of the stated time. So speaking of time, I'm going to show you all the agenda. Again, if you have questions, today is your day to ask Vivienne questions or me any questions. We've planned this for you all. We're just about a month underneath a month away. So please, please, please spread the word. And again, if there are any ladies, professional ladies, especially who maybe feel like you've lost a little bit of that feminine touch, this is an opportunity for you to get some of that back. So I'm going to share my screen so you all can see, and I will drop the link in the chat as well. It's in the description, so you can click on this link and use code LUXURY for 30% off. But hopefully you all can see the agenda that we have put together for you. So I read your ultimate day of luxury and etiquette. So this will include the champagne reception and networking within the first hour. So we will kick off at 12 noon. This is Saturday, September 7th. So please arrive. We'll be there setting up. From 12 to 1, we'll have the champagne reception and networking. So you can practice that small talk. You can practice the art of having a little canapé or hors d'oeuvre and a champagne glass, meeting each other. And then from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., this is when we will have the elegant lunch, and Vivienne will be teaching the dining masterclass. So we have allotted 2 hours for that, and we definitely want you to experience all of it. So you'll refresh yourself, and then we'll be seated for the masterclass. From 3 to 4, I will have a professional photographer there to capture the candid moments, as well as if you want to get a new headshot, since you're going to be dressed up like we will for the day, you can get your pictures made, your headshot included in your event. Then we are going to transition from Nieman Marcus to a luxury spa that I have rented out for the day. We have reserved the entire spa for the evening. So after the master class, after the photos and the whining and the dining, now it's time to relax. And I want you ladies to see what we have planned for you. So we will cover your transportation to the luxury spa. So we will make sure you are transported from Nieman Marcus to the spa. Give everybody about an hour. We will take care of this for you. When you arrive at the spa, of course, we will have more refreshments and some welcome snacks for you there to make sure that you're ready to relax. And then from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the evening, you will be able to choose about 3 to 4 spa treatments of your choosing. So for those of you that register, once we close out registration, we will reach out to you and you will be able to choose the different stations. We'll have a mani-pedi there. We'll have facials there. We'll have hot stone massage there. We'll have reflexology. And you just pick which stations you want to go to, and we will adjust the time, and you will have your custom spa evening included in this spa day after the master class. So you have 2 hours of luxury spa treatment, again, in a private space with just the ladies that we were in the master class with. And then at 8 to 9 p.m., you'll wrap up your services, and Vivienne will make sure that everybody leaves with a luxury goodie bag. I am so excited. We have put so much into this, and I cannot wait to spoil you ladies. Vivienne, what would you add about the day that we have planned?
I'm super excited. I can't wait, actually. I mean, who doesn't love a good spa? The treatments on offer are just so sublime. I can't wait. I can't wait for all of you to be just treated, and it's just going to be a beautiful event, honestly. I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I just wanted to add that I think when you spoke about small talk, I think a lot of people are very they don't really like small talk. They don't know what to say when they go to networking events. They don't know what to say to people. They don't want to sound boring, or they don't want to sound small, or what have you. So I'm really excited to be able to teach you the secrets of small talk at this masterclass, and your mind is going to be blown, because personally, I used to despise going to networking events because I just didn't know what to say. Especially when I used to go to these um, networking events at law firms. I used to do that a lot, and I used to dread them because what do you talk about? Honestly speaking, but over the years I've learned the art and the secrets to it, and it's excellent. And I will ensure that you are memorable. People don't forget you in a hurry, and that's really important. For example, what you say, it goes a long way. So I'm really looking forward to teaching that aspect.
Absolutely. So again, we've got about 20 minutes left. Whatever questions you all have, I did see one about the tea bag, but I wanted to add a little bit about this small talk. And I understand, maybe you all can tell, I'm a little bit of an extrovert, never met a stranger, but I understand everybody isn't like that. And so there are some things to do, and Vivienne is going to teach us that in the masterclass. But for those of us with big personalities, there are some things that you want to avoid as well. It's really about making that connection. And like Vivienne said, it could be for professional networking. This could be, maybe at family events. Maybe you're meeting the in-laws or the potential in-laws. It could be relationship, maybe a first date or a potential first date. So I think it's really important to have that skill, because one of the things I will say, ladies, especially if you feel a little bit nervous, a little bit awkward, when you see someone who just seems to be effortlessly elegant, who knows how to fit in, who knows how to make people feel warm and welcome, and doesn't really seem to make any mistakes, believe me, this is a skill that has been practiced and refined. Nobody is born that way. Even those of us who are very bubbly, we have to learn how to use that in a way that's beneficial. So I think this will be helpful for everyone. And now is the time to practice in your safe space. So come one, come all. We cannot wait to have you here. I'm going to see if I can find the question about the proper way to discard a tea bag for the Brits amongst us. Would you want to share anything about that, or save it for the class?
It, I'll say a little bit because I don't want to divulge all my secrets. But it really depends on where you are. I'm sure when women are at home, they have a tea. Do not leave it at the side of the sink or anything like that. Just take it out, dispose it in the bin, or what have you. But when you're in a dining setting, for example, dining, they'll normally bring a casing, or not a plate, but just a little metal instrument where you can just put the tea bag in. But a lot of these dining, for example, high-end restaurants, fine dining restaurants, they serve loose teas. So they don't really serve tea bags per se. I've never really been to a fine dining restaurant where they've served tea bags. So they normally serve loose tea. So you'll just use a strainer, and the strainer has a cup underneath. So once you've poured in your tea, the leaves get caught in the strainer, and you just put it in the cup on the side. So it's very simple. There isn't any science to it, but in terms of tea bags, you don't really get them in high-end restaurants. But normally, if you do, you probably just put it on the side. But I've actually never been to one where they serve tea bags per se.
Okay, fantastic. We have a few more questions coming in. I'm so excited. So you all, Vivienne doesn't do live streams, so this is a special favor for
I
me.
think I've only ever done, I think this is my third live stream ever. So I don't, yeah. So please ask the questions, ask away.
Okay, so we have a question from Melody. I will take this one. Melody says, "Hey Maggie, where is it located?" So Vivienne is coming all the way from the UK to Atlanta. And here in Atlanta, we have an area of town called Buckhead. And in Buckhead, there is a Nieman Marcus luxury department store. I'll drop the link in the chat, and plus all the details will be in your confirmation when you all book your ticket. The Nieman Marcus here in Atlanta actually has a restaurant, and the restaurant in the Nieman Marcus has a private dining room. So we have reserved the private dining room inside the restaurant, inside Nieman Marcus in Buckhead in Atlanta. So again, we will begin at 12 noon with your welcome champagne and hors d'oeuvres or canapes, and then we will be seated and our lunch service will begin at 1 p.m. So I wanted to make sure I said that. So if you're in Atlanta or want to come to Atlanta, we would love to have you for a full day of teaching and elegance. The next question, Katrina asks, do you recommend tea party dress attire? So Vivienne, what should they wear?
Anything elegant. A tea party dress attire would be wonderful, especially if you have a vintage touch to it. I actually wanted to do a photo shoot on the 1950s inspired tea party photo shoot. That would be so nice to come. But as long as it's elegant, I want you to be comfortable. Wear whatever you feel comfortable in. Something elegant, preferably not denim, because it's very luxury events. But I think a tea party attire would be beautiful, honestly, especially if there's a vintage touch to it.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Bring on the tea party. If you all want to see a little sneak peek into the Neiman Marcus room, I may have some pictures, or if Vivienne, you want me to wait and let them be surprised, I absolutely can. But yes, ladies, definitely wear something. This is going to be an event to remember, and we will have professional photography. So, wear something that you can be comfortable in, but definitely something elegant. And Mary says, you live in Atlanta. Come one, come all, invite your friends. Again, the discount code is luxury. And for this live stream or the replay, we're giving you 30% off the ticket price. Aya says, where can we purchase the tickets? So sorry if you've mentioned it. So I just dropped the link again. You can go to my website, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com, or the link is in the description below. Go straight in. You will see the leading ladies in luxury event, and you can get your tickets. And we cannot wait to spoil you all. Suzanne says, I always serve a cup of tea with a little glass cup in which you can put your used tea bag. So I'm sure there's lots of ways to do it. Ingrid lives in Buckhead. You've got quite the audience here in Atlanta. I'm so excited,
Oh,
Vivienne. Yes, yes,
oh
yes.
wow. Can't wait to see you all, honestly.
We cannot wait to see you all. This is something that you will remember for the rest of your life. We will make sure of it.
Absolutely.
But I love what Vivienne said about because we eat every day, even if you don't go to posh events, maybe Vivienne, you can talk about this. Why is it important not only to have the training, but to practice some of what you're going to teach us in our day to day?
I think it really just goes back to being comfortable. And if elegance is the trajectory you're on, you've got to start with the basics, honestly speaking. And I think I do speak a lot about looking elegant, speaking elegantly, conducting yourself in an elegant manner. But honestly, if you are a novice, after my dining class, when the next day when you have breakfast, you'll be able to implement these etiquette rules just so easily. And like I said, especially in the UK and in the US as well, worldwide, I would say that people judge you based on your actions. Just that's just human nature, and whether we like it or not, it just happens. So it's a shame, especially when I'm talking from a place of experience. I remember going to it happened quite a few. I'll tell you a couple of instances. I remember going to a networking event at a law firm. I think it was a Clifford Chance, a big law firm, and there were lawyers there, top lawyers, partners, and what have you. And we were networking, and we had these skewers. I think they were chicken skewers or something. So embarrassing. And I was there talking to the one of the lawyers with the chicken skewer in my mouth like that, like trying to get the chicken off the skewer. And obviously, I had no one to teach me any better. Looking back, I was mortified. Like, I cannot believe I did that. But again, you live and you learn. Another event, I remember I mentioned this in my video a few weeks ago, the Black Solicitors Network. And I was there at the table. It was a round table of about 10 people sat at each table. And I was just there adjusting my cleavage, right, like that. And then a woman next to me said, I'm sorry, lady, could you go to the bathroom and do that? Again, absolutely embarrassing. And this happened probably about 12 years ago, but I still remember it. That's how embarrassed I was looking at it now. So I just don't want women who are beautiful, they have great personalities, good deportment or what have you, and just making these mistakes at the dining table because people refuse to associate with you. Not because you know no better, but people see that and think, no, we don't want her around us, or she's a little bit. So this is why I think it's really important to learn these things honestly. And it's not me being pedantic, or it's not the Brits thinking they're better than everyone else. It's just the perception is reality. So if people see you doing that already, they have perceived ideas about you, and I don't want that for you because I've been there myself. Okay, so I don't want that for you. So.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I was thinking the same thing. Fafali says, thank you for the honesty. It helps us to realize we are all human. One of the things, since we're sharing here, and ladies, we've got about 10 more minutes. So if you have questions, now is your time, or go get your tickets at teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. I've learned that the hard way too. You know, sometimes when maybe your work experience kind of thrusts you into, you know, the audience of maybe powerful people or, you know, wealthy people, or, you know, I remember just being invited to events and you don't know, you're confused, and maybe you're there by yourself. And I know one of the things that I've had to work on is just moving more delicately and being more elegant instead of just being a bull in the china shop because I'm excited and I'm loud and I'm just working on even something as simple. Ladies, I'll give you this one. You know, Vivienne talked about what we learn, we can practice it at home. I intentionally now drink out of a glass, something this simple, but this is just flavored water. But I drink out of a glass now when I'm at home because it forces me to be more delicate. When you just grab a plastic cup or a takeaway cup or anything, which is another dining etiquette point I'm sure we'll talk about, you just kind of handle it rough. You just grab it any kind of way with these monster hands. And I just, you know, bang it down on the counter because I'm moving fast. And I don't mean to be distracting, but I notice, you know, people just kind of look at you, you know, when they're a little bit more refined and you're acting like you've never been anywhere before. And so just to remind myself to be more delicate, I got rid of the plastic unless, you know, I'm giving it away. And then I just hold the glass because when I set it down, it's basically my reminder of move slowly, move gently, be elegant. So many little things that you will take away from this class. I cannot wait to see you all there. G Woman says, yes, quick to tell you what not to do. We have a question from Promise. She says, will there be a live recording for those not in Atlanta? Unfortunately, no. However, if this is a huge success, Vivienne has hinted that maybe we may take this master class on the road. Time will tell. I'll let Vivienne speak for herself. But ladies, because of the nature of this event and the private dining room and the private spa, we will have even the photography that we take will just be how do I say, you won't have any pictures of people with food in their mouth or, you know, in your spa services, just to kind of capture the ambiance. And if you would like a headshot, you will have a still picture taken. But no, this is only going to be taught live and in person. So come to Atlanta. What would you add about the class, Vivienne?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's an exclusive event. It's going to be held in Atlanta, definitely in other countries afterwards, in the UK, Ghana as well. I'd love to go to Ghana to teach. have so much interest coming from there. So, but for now, this won't be a live recording, unfortunately.
Absolutely. And they're saying, G Woman says, I've been working on my roughness for so many years in the military. It's true, ladies. And, you know, I often say this on my channel, the world that we live in, this modern world that we love with all of the conveniences, I think has made us a lot more fast paced. We rush through things. I'll speak for myself. I found myself louder than I wanted to be, harsher than I wanted to be, you know, having boys that are rough and tumble, teenage boys in the house. You just, hey, you know, and then before I know it, people are looking at me like I'm crazy. So it is important, ladies. We would love to have you in this masterclass, but I would implore you, make sure you are tending to your own self-care routine. Make sure you are putting things into place to help yourself stay refined. Like Vivienne said, if elegance is important to you, because one of the things that drew me to Vivienne is when she said, elegance is becoming rare now. You don't have to go far or look at any screen to see women behaving like men or worse. So, if you want to be the best version of yourself, a class like this can definitely help you. What would you add, Vivienne?
Absolutely. I was even thinking to myself, it's becoming so frustrating because people just, I think we live in a society now where anything goes, be free, you can do what you want, you have autonomy of your life. But if there are no traffic lights on the road, there will be chaos, right? It's what keeps the traffic flowing, accidents to a minimum. So shouldn't we kind of, excuse me, apply the same to our daily lives? Everything has consequences. So yes, of course, you can do what you want. You have autonomy of your own life, but there is something called refinement, becoming the best version of yourself. And it is a little bit frustrating that elegance is a lost art, but it's so beautiful to see so many women uh, interested in it. I attended a convention this weekend, and I had quite a few women come to me and said, "Oh my goodness, you're a woman of elegance. I love your channel. It's changed my life. I love what you do." So that was really encouraging to see or to hear, should I say? So I would say it's probably an art that's coming back, and I hope it comes back in full force. But like I said, I've I came from a working class background. Elegance wasn't taught in my home per se, but it's something that I think was inherent within me and something that I've always been interested in. And I did the inner work. It took many years, but here I am today, and I'm just so touched that I can impart this knowledge to everyone else. And yeah, it's I follow the crowd, right? So honestly, it's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Why
It's a
follow the
beautiful way
crowd?
of life, definitely.
I
Mm.
agree. I think we should go against the grain. I see the comment from Robbie about it's because men that we are tough. And I would respectfully disagree. I think we can choose to be elegant in any environment, whether I'm surrounded by gentlemen or not. I agree with you, Vivienne. I think a change is coming. It may get worse before it gets better, but I don't think that we have to succumb to that. And I think for the women that are interested and the women that want to be intentional about learning from the best, Vivienne is coming to Atlanta. Please come. Again, go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. We have a full day planned where you all can learn in a private environment. We make sure you are taken care of from beginning to end. We put a lot of work into this for your benefit. Come, bring your questions. This will help you. This will help the women that look up to you. This will help the community, as well as just be a fun networking event. You may meet someone in your area that you can continue maybe to go out to tea with. But I think the biggest takeaway from me, and I'm so grateful that Vivienne has shared that we are all on an elegance journey if you choose to be. And we can all come from maybe a little bit of a humble beginnings. None of us are royalty. And it's not even about that. It's just about getting better and being the best version of yourself. So I'm going to play our little commercial one more time. It's only 15 seconds. And then to set the tone for the event. And then we will let Vivienne close us out with any final thoughts. And yes, If this show goes on the road, believe me, you will hear about it from me and from Vivienne, because I would love to do this again. All right, so you have heard, you have seen. Hopefully, we've answered your questions. Again, the link is in the description. We will start at the Nieman Marcus private dining room here in Atlanta, and then transport you to the luxury spa for a full day of teaching, elegance, and etiquette. Vivienne, what would you say to close us out?
Thank you so much, Maggie. That was a brilliant run through of our event. I'm super excited to be hosting this event. I think it's one of a kind, and the fact that we're going to have this beautiful spa where you can just relax, indulge in beautiful treatments, that's definitely a good selling point. And of course, I'm really excited to be able to teach you thorough dining etiquette. And I think it's something that is invaluable, honestly, it's invaluable. And of course, there'll be photography there, so we'll be able to catch those beautiful moments. It's going to truly be a one of a kind luxury event. So can't wait to see you all next month.
Can't wait to see you all again Saturday, September 7th, here in Atlanta. Go to teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. Use the discount code LUXURY for 30% off. A once in a lifetime opportunity to be taught by Vivienne from Woman of Elegance, the first and hopefully not the last. So thank you all again. Thank you for all of your questions. Maybe we'll do another one of these as we get closer. But if you have any questions, you can reach out to me, Maggie, the substitute teacher at gmail.com. Vivienne left her email as well. If you have any questions, happy to answer those for you. So we will let you all have your Sunday afternoon, or for Vivienne, her Sunday evening. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you next month here in Atlanta.